Hey everyone, Lilith here. I'm still traumatized from the last video, so I saw this game. It looked kind of interesting. When I was starting it, it said Run Nightmare, so that's kind of concerning. Because the game itself, it kind of looked goofy from the pictures. I thought it would be something a little funny to to help from the trauma of the last game, but let's just jump right in. I tried to flicker the ladder again, getting more and more desperate now. I can feel their eyes on me as I fail again to light the fuse. My hands starting to shake. Picture the scowl on Red's face. I flicker it harder and lit. I quickly hold it against the fuse as it snakes up the length faster than I expected. Remembering my fear of the explosion, I scramble to my feet and run towards them. Clambering noisily to the bushes, I can see Blue perched on a rock and Red leaning against a tree. I don't have time to apologize as I hear the crackling start behind me. Plumes of smoke erupts out of the rocket and the noises get louder and louder and louder until a few sparks sprinkle on the ground, but the rocket doesn't even fire. It's a dud. I start to feel their eyes on me again. Red sighs dramatically. Man, seriously? I slowly turn around to face him, my chest constricting as I realize how much I fucked up. Oh, Red. Red's a little wolf. You swore up and down to me that this would be the best way to start the night. You made us watch this instead of going over to Liam's. He breathes in heavily through his mask, the dark eye holes making it impossible to read his expression. I can tell he's becoming furious. He starts to fiddle with his bat. Listen, man, I'm so sorry. Sean told me how good these were gonna be, and I really believed him. I wanted to impress you. There's still the rest of Halloween. His posture changes as I start to grovel, relaxing the white knuckle grip on his bat. I know it still won't be enough. I look over at Blue for support. He just stares back oddly still. I'll do whatever you want for the rest of the night. To make it up, I promise I won't P-word out like with Ed. Red barks out a short laugh at that, back to lazing against a tree trunk. Okay. Blue huffs and starts to root around in his bag. This looks like a fox had a kid with a coyote, and this is just a wolf. Oh, he's gulping something from his bag. I'm gonna make you regret that promise, Runts. Besides, you owed me anyway. Okay. If the night's gonna improve after that, let's go. Any ideas of what to subject into, Blue? My chest starts to lighten again, knowing exactly what Blue considers a fun use of his free time. I used to catch him pulling the limbs off bugs when we were younger, not knowing he graduated to do something stronger. Until I found the mice in his room. I have been meaning to... Wait, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna make the runt get back at Sean for his shitty fireworks. A rock through his window. Maybe. I start to breathe again, realizing I'm not going to be subject to whatever Blue was thinking. My stomach sinks the second I realize what I'll be doing instead. Wait, I don't know if he deserves... You said anything to make it better, right? This is anything. Sean has deserved it ages before this. Remember when he stole Liam's bike and wouldn't admit to it? A rock is getting off lightly. Red starts to saunter in the direction of Sean's house as I scramble up behind him. Feeling a prickle in my neck, I turn around and spot Blue standing still behind us. Like, stood still behind us? He's staring up at the moon, heavy in the sky. I took a little closer, but then he seems to snap out of it and turns towards me. I scratch the skin under my thick mask, trying to focus on him. A funny feeling starts to form in the back of my mind, like we're somehow making eye contact underneath our masks, even though I can't make out his face. Hurry up, Jesus, you too scared of the dark or something? Blue looks back at the road, straightening up and beginning to amble towards us. I realize how long I've been frozen watching him and scurry back to Red's direction. Do they have a thing? Like, him and Green? Red snickers at his own joke loudly. I try to relax again. It feels like we talked for ages by the time we arrived on Sean Street, probably more like 10 minutes. The dread in the pit of my stomach has only strengthened over the walk. Every trick-or-treater we walk by makes me feel worse. A family passes by me, I suddenly realize how public this is going to be on a day where everyone's outside. The dread solidified further. In count, Red whistles cheerily next to me. The shaggy wolf's head he's wearing, muffling it into an ominous tune. Oh, so we're all wearing wolf heads. We're actually human. I thought this was a game because the thing is, the character Red, it was one of the pictures I saw, and I thought it was like so funny. I thought it was gonna be like joke, but now it was like a peer pressure type of situation. Okay. Blue stalks behind us, breathing heavily. It sounds like somehow he just finished running a marathon. Red jauntingly raises his bat up to the house like some kind of circus ringleader. Well, here we are. Looks empty, so try not to shit yourself. He turns around suddenly, surveying the nearby houses. Spotting something he likes, he wanders over to a crumbling brick wall across the street. He kicks harshly at it, old bricks showering across the path. Reaching down, he dislodges a large chunk. Here you go, run. With that big a target, you wouldn't be able to miss. So, this gives off like 80s vibes, you know, like mean kids wandering the streets, bullying people to the point of where they die to themselves, and that's not okay. And peer pressure is not okay. Like, if you feel like you're doing something wrong, you are, but the thing is, like, if you don't do it, the thing is, like, there goes your social status. But like, it's like hard having to choose to stick with everyone else or having to choose with being your own person and not giving a shit about peer pressure. I was someone that did not give a shit about peer pressure, and I ended up with super close friends, and I'd rather have my super close friends than be popular with snobby group of kids. Here you are, run. With that big of a target, you shouldn't be able to miss this. Yeah, alright, well, can one of you guys watch out for trick-or-treaters? You sure there's nobody here? You scared of kids, man? Jesus, just throw the fucking thing. Get his bedroom window. If you can manage it, I want him to know. I don't know about this. Why don't we just... You said you would do anything, and you will, or tonight's gonna get much worse. Yeah, but if you ruin it, I'll have to make you regret it. He's stalking towards me, waving his bat madly. I feel like I'm speaking to an alien. He's a dick, sure, but now he's more like a man possessed. I step back, feeling myself start to hyperventilate. A large shape appears next to his bat, gripping it firmly enough that his waving stops instantly. I realize it's blue, as Red lets out a snarl in surprise. Get the F off me, man. He starts to swirl on him, but an inhuman roar rips through the night atmosphere. Red nearly drops the brick clutched in his other hand. Is he turning into a wolf or something? I realized that it had come from Blue. Hey, whoa, alright, just throw the damn thing, okay? It's like he's been sated. Blue released the bat and Red's arms flopped lazily down to his side. So you see what Blue did? That's what you're supposed to do. Like, don't give in to peer pressure. Be someone other kids can look to for help, like Blue. Like, stop the bullies. And like, that's another thing I don't understand. Like, if you report to a teacher, you're called a snitch, but like, so like, either you get your ass beat by a bunch of other kids, or you snitch to the teachers and that kid gets in trouble goes to the principal office, gets detention, and maybe they might get expelled because they probably did it a whole bunch of times. Like, snitches don't get stitches because you're just freaking kids, and that's just really dumb, and I hate that that became a thing for even kids. Blue looks at me and nods. Okay, I'll do it. I'll throw. There's a rush of bile in my throat as I look away, incapable of processing whatever I had just seen. Unthinking, I release the brick, breathe in, and throw. The glass shatters, pouring into the bedroom. Abruptly, I realize I can breathe again and take back gulps of the night air. Red jumps up, hooting enthusiastically at the destruction. Click! Shit! Let's go. I sprint off down the road, footsteps pounding behind me. Bahahaha, my lungs start to burn as I keep pushing until the world around me starts to blur. I can feel my heart beating out of my chest, deafening me. Oh boy. Finally, I stumble up against the house to stop to rest. Ha ha ha, God, ha. What's so funny, man? Jeez, can't believe he was there, haha. God, that makes up for the firework. But what if we're wearing masks? Relax. But your DNA still... my DNA is still on the rock. So, if he reports to the cops, they could find out my fingerprints. I'll be the only one to get in trouble. Red's attempted comfort does not make me feel better. I feel like the world is closing in on me. You need better friends, Green. You need better friends. Can you imagine the look on his face? Probably woke him up from a freaking nap. Haha, Jesus. That or he was wanking in the dark. Okay, that's gross. That sets him off into further pearls of laughter, clutching his chest. Green, you need new friends. Like, are we based in the 80s or like the 70s or something? If so, then people getting murdered by their friends always freaking get away with it. Slowly the world around me starts to right itself again. That's a new bust from you. Blue is looking down at me, his whole body curled up against the wall but somehow still towering over. Hey, yeah, that's definitely beats stealing a pint from the pub. Are we British? Red punches me in the shoulder and I start to laugh with him, admittedly pretty amused by the idea of Sean's reaction. Ha ha ha, God. My turn to be confiscated for the fireworks? I peer up at Blue, suddenly remembered what just happened between him and Red, and what I had promised. My heart drops. Why not? Let's see if we could make him braver, right? It feels like Red doesn't even remember what only just transpired between them, but to working together to torment me. Maybe we could do something more Halloween-y now, right? I have something in mind. I take a deep breath, suddenly regretting it as I notice a putrid smell wafting on the breeze. I recoil slightly, then try to conceal my reaction as I realize the scent is coming from Blue. He's not the kind of person who normally smells, well, good, but this is a lot, even for him. He reaches to his bags, pull out a small shoebox, discolored and torn. Okay, the smell gets considerably worse as he holds it out towards me. It smells sweet in the most sickening possible sense. I resist the urge to gag as I picture whatever could be inside. Red reaches over, trying to grab the box from his hands, but Blue quickly moves it from his reach. Dude, what the F is in there? It smells worse than my cousin left the plate of rotting eggs in my room. You can't open it, it's not for you. Man, tell me that's not anything effed up in there. Red shifts onto his back foot before turning away slightly. Actually, I think you'll appreciate this when you know the recipient. Red inclines his head back in Blue's direction, encouraging him to keep speaking. I made it for Jack. Red stops shifting around and suddenly goes completely still. I can't believe this is being brought up. Whatever happened with Jack happened long before I was involved, but I've gotten the sense it was pretty serious. He used to be a good friend of Red's and was dating Red's sister, but from what I know, the relation got pretty effed up. I've also gotten the sense that he's a terrifying guy. God, seriously? We're having revenge tonight and he deserves it, you know it? All we have to do is get Green to leave this for him. I remember my plate and all this and snap back into reality. I don't really want to be involved in one of Blue's schemes. The way he's acting makes me feel like I'm going to be starring in some crime documentary a year from now. Red clearly notices he's lost control of the night. I can see him trying to rally himself in my peripheral vision. Well, I won't say no to that. He deserves it. It'll make this one less useless for sure. He slaps me on the shoulder, but his enthusiasm rings completely hollow. It's not hard to see his heart isn't in it. Still, it's much harder to get out of this now he's approved. Listen, I get what you're trying to do, but I don't think I could do this without knowing what's in that box. I look over at Red for support, but he doesn't seem to be paying me any attention, scuffing his boots against the pavement. Not until you put it in there. Come on, why not? No, you can see it if you do it. I hold his gaze for a very tense couple of minutes. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what's probably inside the box. His experiments flash in my mind, and I can feel myself becoming even more aware of the smell. Inclining my head up at him, I swear I could see the snout on his mask curling up into a snarl. Jumping, I push myself backwards against the wall and look up again, but his mask is completely the same as it was before. Slowly, he pushes the cardboard box into my hand. No reaction at all to me nearly jumping out of my skin. He swivels on his foot and starts striding off down the street. Red reproachfully following behind. He's hunched over more, boots dragging loudly as he walks. You can get the impression he had just woken up if it weren't for his bat. Even in the darkness, I could see him gripping it tightly, the veins on his arms prominent from the force. Eventually, I start to trail behind, actively trying not to look at the box in my hands. It draws on me that Blue prepared whatever I'm holding long before our plans got derailed, which means he was going to do something fucked up to this guy anyways. Revenge is clearly not a motive for him. Thinking about that just makes me feel sicker. Do I try to focus on the Halloween decorations? Jack's house turns out to be pretty close, Blue's having led us there. Luckily, it's getting pretty late now, so there seems to be less families out here. I trot along with the group before Red suddenly swings his bat out to his side, blocking me from walking. What? Don't get any closer, his lights are on. His earlier cheery demeanor is completely gone as he scans the house. There's an alley around the back that leads straight to his garden. Just turn right and hop over the fence, that's his. I really do not like how quickly this is escalating. I should have dealt with this guy a long time ago. Red's mood shift is also not helping. I imagine if he lingers around here much longer, he might actually get to use his bat. I realize I just need to get this over with, but I just can't. Guys, this is crazy, yeah? Stop being a freaking weasel, right? Aren't you supposed to be a coyote tonight? I had forgotten how quickly he had been to fly off the handle earlier, but watching him turn on me so fast, I realized how much more unstable he seems. I can't even bear to look at Blue knowing he orchestrated this beforehand. Alright. First turn on the right, yeah. Blue just nods affirmatively. I don't want to know why he knows this. Stumbling into the alley, I realize the stench of the box is only getting worse. I gag a little, but try to quiet myself as I get closer. Shuddering, I realize I could just leave this in the alley or find some bin. There's no reason to get arrested doing Blue's weird bleep when he'll never know otherwise. As I look into the alley, my eyes are drawn upward to the sky. A horrible shiver goes up my spine as I look at the moon, surprisingly large among the stars. The feeling that something is deeply wrong fills my chest, but the moonlight is relaxing. My legs start to move of their own accord. I realize I'm going to fulfill Blue's task anyways. The stench stretches up before me. I reach up to grasp the top, hurling myself ungracefully up and over. As I land with more of a thud, I would have liked in his garden, urgently trying to assess my surroundings. A pretty disgusting garden, a patch of grass writhing, and a pile of rotting wooden furniture lying in the corner. Near to the door lies a large wire cage among various clothes that has clearly fallen off the washing line and been left in the dirt. Hearing movement from the other side of the fence, I realize the situation I'm in. I scramble up the back door and quickly lay the box as I grab the lid. What is that? A rabbit? It's clearly been skinned and left to sit in this box for who knows how long. Congealed blood coating the inside. A wave of nausea hits me faster than I can process, and I pry off my mask before vomiting. I feel dizzy as I look up, trying to contain I try not to think about the implications of what I'm looking at and turn away from it, back towards the fence. Okay, I hop it, nearly falling flat onto the ground. I wipe out my tears under the mask and try to pick myself up. I lean against a wall for a second, my legs not cooperating. I'm not in the garden anymore, but I'm still too close by, so I hasten to my feet and drag myself into the street. I avert my gaze as I approach them. I can't bear it. Right, let's go. I hear Red moving away from us as I try to shadow him, bringing my breathing back to normal level. A hand grasps my shoulder and I hear mocking laughter from it. Hey, it'll get a reaction. He's too close to me and I can't even stomach a nod to affirmation I swallow. You gotta tell me what was in that box. It was my plan, I'll tell you. I did say you'd be impressed. Red stands at attention, clearly hating the suspense. I remember you mentioning he had a rabbit. He thinks it went missing 6 days ago. He'll know where it went now. The world feels like it goes out from it. Oh my god, they murdered a pet rabbit. Why? It's an innocent creature. And you know what they say, like, freaking serial killers. They first start to murder animals, ants, and then they go bigger animals, rats, rabbits, snakes, and then to freaking dogs and cats, and then the freaking humans. So, we are not in an okay friend group. Can we please drop these cycles and move away from town? Because they skinned this poor guy's pet rabbit, and now they're like, haha, this is a great prank, guys. Like, no, it's not. You just murdered a poor innocent animal, and, like, it feels like if we have any pets, we are not safe to stay in this town if we're trying to unfriend these guys. We need to freaking move out, move to another state, somewhere very populated, because I don't like small towns and we probably will get murdered. The world feels like it goes out from under me as I watch Red's reaction. His shoulder tense up even further, then they drop, then they tense again. He looks away wildly, then looks back. His rabbit? His bat starts to move at his side, twitching as he shakes. That goddamn rabbit? My sister loved that thing. You sick F. What the hell is wrong with you? He snarls, and I swear I could see a flash of yellow in the eye holes of his mask. A wolf staring back at me. All at once, he leapt that blue bat raised over his head. I throw myself out of the way as Blue grasps him mid-air, their bodies colliding as they both tumble to the floor. Hey, stop. I feel like I'm watching something more animal than human. Bodies and matter for rolling in constant motion. Red quickly lifts his bat and swings. Blue's head snaps back to the side with a... He goes limp for a second before surging back to life, kicking him. Red raises his arms to strike at him again, but Blue roars and throws himself upwards. Rolling over, he uses his sheer size to pin Red beneath him. I should step in, but I can't breathe. He grips Red's mask, slamming his head into the pavement with incredible brutality. And again. Holy shit. I'm helping you, Yuri. Have you done anything to him this whole time? Get your own revenge. The light goes out of Red's eyes, the formal primal energy seeming to dissolve instantly. They look almost comical on the ground. Two men in Halloween masks wrestling each other in the grass. I can't believe how different it seemed just a second before. Blue gets off him, wiping at the grass stains on his trouser, like he's been mildly inconvenienced. I can't move. She loved that thing. Red lies there limply for a second before climbing roughly to his feet and steadying himself. I'm gonna get a drink. I need a beer. Just stay here. He turns to me, holding my gaze for what feels like an eternity. He starts to limp away from us, but speeds up the further he gets until he's running full speed around the corner. I realize how he's left me alone with him. I turn away from Blue, trying to process everything that happened. The moon is unnaturally large in the sky, hanging ominously over us. I stare at it, trying to imagine it as some kind of cosmic paradise I could escape to. And as I gaze at it, my vision starts to fuzz at the corners. I feel as if I can see Red's bat rising upwards as he gets ready to strike. I see Blue and his experiments, mice rotting in their cage. I feel an overwhelming pressure building in my chest, a rage filling up and threatening to spill over. Every time Red has screamed at me, every time I see Blues perform some sick stunt, everything I've seen tonight. Staring at the milky surface of the moon, I see all the violence I could inflict back on them, all the pain. Blue crunches through the grass to me, snapping me out of my thoughts. The second I look away from the moon, inside my head grows quiet, but incredible yearning to look back blossoms in its place. Blue is looking up at the same view. Blue? I'm not really thinking as I speak, a strange confidence coming over me. What? Let him be the crybaby for tonight. I cough and stare at the ground, the breeze starting to chill me through my costume. You can't freaking attack each other. It isn't alright. I have no idea how I'm doing this. His gaze over to me, annoying, starting to show in his stance. You'll notice he was the one to attack me. Am I supposed to not defend myself? There is incredible threat in his tone now. You knew what you were doing. I've known you long enough to be sure that you knew what you were doing with Red and that poor freaking rabbit. His head suddenly flicks to me this time, but before I know it, he slammed me back against the fence. Ooh! I choke out as he pins me against it, one hand around my neck, the other gripping my left arm. You're a coward. Grow up. He squeezes harder. I pinwheel my legs around in an attempt to kick him, but he's too strong. I did it because he deserves it. You think I care about what? Our personal bond? I stretch at his hold with my other arm, cringing away from his rancid breath. I wanted a reaction out of him, and I got it. You got so upset over what happens to a bunch of animals, but you don't realize. He slams me back into the fence again. You're both mice in the cage. You're just the more pathetic one. One of my kicks finally connects a little harder, his knees buckling under him. I try to dive away, but he's still latched onto my arm and pulls himself down on top of me, snarling. I cringe from the punch, my head slamming against the concrete. Look at me. He grasps the snout of the mask and pulls it around, facing directly towards him. My head throbs from his attacks, but my eyes focus in. I see that he's not human anymore. His mask has come alive. The formerly dark eye holes illuminated by a piercing yellow gaze. He snarls louder, his canine shining in the light of the street lamp. I can feel claws digging into the flesh of both my arms. It's almost like he's trying to speak to me, a twisted growl fighting its way out instead. Suddenly I see the moon over his shoulder, my vision sharpening down to a point. I twist and kick, sending him toppling over my side. I climb to my feet, kicking his torso, only vaguely hearing the sound of my own snarling as I strike again and again. Stepping back, I feel a deep wrongness within me. His crumpled form lays beneath me, chest heaving as he takes in deep gulps of breath. The moonlight shines on him now, even larger on the horizon. I realize I want to kill him. Fight back. Embrace it. Fight back. I resist the boiling... let's save. I resist the boiling anger rising within me, reaching up, grasping my mask. I feel hot, claustrophobic, wanting out of this stupid costume as quickly as possible. A hissing noise fills my head, growing louder as I dig my fingers into the greasy fabric. It grows in volume, and I can feel my legs stretching to shake. I pull, and fresh air pours in. The glow of the moon no longer seems inviting, but revolting. I look down at Blue's damaged form. It feels as if Mia Sima is surrounding him. I don't know what that is. The air is charged as I approach him. Whatever was influencing me clearly having seeped deep into his body. His heavy breathing sounds more like growling, and I see his chest rising and falling apart. I don't know whether to run or wait or try to help him. I've seen him be freaking cruel, but I've never imagined he would attack one of us. As I crouch there, he starts to change. A twitch starts in Blue's legs, almost like a dog trying to scratch itself. Suddenly, a sickening crunch rings out. Okay, are they turning into werewolves? As he starts wildly twisting around. The screaming coming from him is nothing like I've ever heard before. His boot comes out, revealing a clawed foot. Okay, he's turning into a wolf. I'm not sure what I'm even trying to achieve, but the horror is in my stomach spurs me on. He catches me with a claw as I fail again to grasp him at the knee, his form smaller than I expected. Something crunches again, louder this time. I think he was having a seizure. It's clearly much worse. I finally pin his lower body, something in his torso shuddering as I do. Inhuman hands tearing into himself. All at once it hit me. The mask. He keeps thrashing, no indication as he hears at all. I realize I need to put it all before his body deforms further. I reach over trying to grasp his head, but he twists it back and forth ceaselessly. I gasp as his fist connects with my abdomen, feeling winded as I try not to fall off him. As something snaps, I surge upwards, hands reaching wildly. Reach! And got something. Grasp the snap and pull up, twisting. There's more resistance than I expected. He bucks me off with another kick still, and pull harder. And hear a tear. Holy shit. Once the hammering has redlined my chest a little, I slide unsteadily back to my feet. I can see his face, blood-soaked but intact. His eyes roll back, and I can no longer hear his body shifting and breaking. It dawns me that the kind of changes his body has already gone through. I don't even know a little bit what this could mean for him. I mean, he attacked me, but I can't imagine him deserving that. He just changed. I look back up at the moon, but it makes the ringing louder, so I quickly avert my gaze. Have I changed as well? Should I call someone? What would I even say? My head's really spinning. I resist the urge to sit down. Oh my god, in the corner of my eye I see it. Piercing yellow eyes stare back at me from the darkness. Horrible recognition. I know at once that this creature is red. His lips curl as the snarl grows in volume, slowly stepping towards me from the shadow. I see the unmistakable tint of dark blood around his jaw. He moves with the predator's grace towards me, I flick my eyes towards Blue, realizing I can't leave him like this. I look back up. The wolf is even closer to me, moving silently across the road. I know I have to act, and I have no idea what to do. There's no way I can carry Blue anywhere, but he can't get away himself. I look back up at it. Okay, the muscles in its hulking form shifts elegantly under the matted fur. Its huge size becoming clearer every second. I realize there's nothing I could do for Blue. Turning, I run. Okay, yikes. Resisting, clattering to the floor as I sprint away. I slam my foot back into my shoe as it nearly falls off. I don't hear anything behind me, panting, filling my ears. Spots begin to appear in my eye as I'm forced to stop and lean against a building. I breathe heavily, memories of running away after throwing the rock floating back to me. It felt like years ago, even though it was only an hour. The moon hangs heavily overhead, its sickly glow calling out to me again. Oh my god, I don't like this. I hear a horrible rending of flesh as it shines on me, shredded by sharp canines. I pound my fist against the wall until I can no longer hear it and sink down. I must be losing my mind. Deliriously, I close my eyes and see that blood-soaked maw. I think of Jack, and an epiphany comes to me. I don't know why, but I feel in my core that it was his blood. Shakingly, I rise to my feet, an unknown sense of purpose beginning to fill me. Red must have killed him, I know it. I don't feel tethered to reality anymore, but I know what has done this. Red must have gone back for his revenge. I already know I've left Blue to die. If I had just not done his sick prank or not effed up the night in the first place, maybe none of this would have never happened. I can't let people keep dying. I realize I'm going to need to kill that creature. I'm going to need to kill Red. My legs start moving without me as I let them lead. I feel myself coming in and out of reality as I stumble around Halloween decorations flickering in the dark. I need to find him again, and I'm concerned about what I'm going to see when I reach him. Oh boy. Poor Blue. Unlike Red, I'm not used to getting into fights. A pocket knife. The blade is tiny. I got it as a gift and only really carry it out of habit and convenience. I try not to think about how I'm actually going to use this, as I flip out the blade and clutch the handle. Okay, where's Blue? I know exactly who it belongs to. No wolf. I start breathing again and I enter the alley nearby, almost pitch black in the darkness. Eventually I realize I've nearly worked my way back to the field where our night began, quickening my pace towards it. My shoes crunched in dewy grass. I briefly hope I don't step in any dog shit. That's the least of your concerns right now, buddy. The thought seems ridiculous considering the circumstances. I let out a slightly unhinged laugh. The bushes rattle to my side and I look over. I see the yellow eyes of his first. The predatory form stalks outwards from the tree line, canines glistening. I realize how hard I'm shaking as I see it drop some kind of fleshy mass from its jaw. A childish scream rings out. I twist to see a kid in a ghost costume turning and running down the street. As I sprint out of view, shit. I turn around, seeing the wolf now significantly closer, maybe 3 meters away. I'm thankful it didn't chase after the kid. In a weird way, it seems to have jolted me out of my paralysis. I sprinted towards the forward. Oh! A snarl rips out, the large beast charging forward as well. I'm gonna say, its large face collides with my arm as I twist out of the way at the last second. The wolf slams me back, and I quickly refocus on the knife in my left hand. It turns to me again as I plant the blade into its shoulder, warm blood coating my fist. It yelps, but keeps pushing forward. I try to hold it back with one hand, my fingers releasing the knife. Shit. I realize how futile this is, and trying to throw it back, feeling a claw pierce somewhere around my belly button, I scream. Teeth clamped over my hand as I scream once more. In a fit of adrenaline, I wrap my hand around its thick neck, using all the strength I could summon. I slam its head down into the ground, feeling it go limp for a second, and release my bloodied fist. Terror consumes me as I jump to my feet, the world hazy. I start to limp away, quickening into a sprint as I hear pounding behind me. The pain in my hand darts up my whole torso, feeling like an electrical shock. As I reach the street, I realize I've gotten no idea what I'm doing, no possibility of outrunning this creature. The knife doesn't seem to slow it down even a little. Terror grows in my chest. Bro, I thought, cause like dogs, they're only dangerous with their mouth and maybe their paws cause it's really sharp. If you pinned it down on its side and cornered it by the neck, you could have literally used the knife on its neck and ended it right there. Like, why would it make you think to stab it in its paw? That's not gonna do shit, it's just gonna make it angrier. Terror grows in my chest, but a bin to my left gives me another idea. Hearing the wolf right behind me, I reach out and grab. I stumble slightly as I pull down, but the bin clatters loudly to the floor behind me. The wolf slams into it, garbage spilling into the street. I take advantage of the brief distraction and turn sharply into another road. I have absolutely no direction, but something catches my attention. Strips of fabric line a heap along with weight. A large dented bat sits amongst it. No way. I have no time to consider what led me here as I reach down and grab the bat, hearing snarling behind me. I swing, feeling metal collide with flesh. Another yelp snarl rings out as I see the furried body hit the floor. It recovers fast though, clawing back towards me. It moves faster than I expected, and the bat glances off its teeth as its teeth dig into my arm. I sputter and scream, but it digs in further. I fall back, hearing something tear, those teeth finally leaving my arm. Everything starts to fade, but I urge myself back to reality as it surges towards my face. As it moves in the slow motion, as I feel myself swinging the bat up towards it. It gets closer and closer, and I hit it first as it falls down, limp body flopping on top of me. I struggle to push it off, finally sliding my legs out from underneath it. As I stand up, I swing again. It twitches, brings up a paw to stand. I decide to hit it again to be sure, and again. Everything goes still as I hit it again, seeing the color truly leave its eyes this time. My head spins as I realize it might actually be over. I feel like I've slipped into a different world without my knowing. I look over at it, its chest no longer raising and lowering as it breathes. I remember exactly what it is. I laugh a little, feel sick, and throw up onto the street beside me. I sit down hard, feeling weakness through my whole body. Resting my head against the road, I watch the stars. I think of going back home, but I can't find the strength to move. A feeling of madness descends on me as I realize something is truly broken. I clamber up to my feet, clutching the bat limply in hand. I ignore the feeling of warmth gushing over my arm. As I begin the walk, I hear police sirens in the distance. Ending 2. Fight back. Oh my god, that was so sad. And even more traumatizing than the last thing. Oh my god. So, everyone freaking died. We're the sole survivor, I guess. Oh boy. Well, I hope you guys somewhat enjoyed this chaotic video. I have no words. I'm slightly traumatized. It was the words amazing, storyline amazing. Wolves 10 out of 10. I feel like it was like some type of witchcraft or something. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.